Welcome to the Wedding Filmmaker Spotlight Series, where I review the best wedding filmmakers in the business. The idea of this show is to dissect and analyze and figure out what makes these wedding films so great. If you like this kind of content, don't forget to subscribe. Hit that bell notification so you're alerted when a new film comes out each week. In this episode, we're talking about Maru Films.
Lieve Jel. Ik ga je een verhaaltje vertellen. Het verhaal van een onzeker jongetje, wiens hele wereld op zijn kop werd gezet. Het verhaal van hoe ik iets vond, waarvan ik niet wist dat ik er naar op zoek was. Het verhaal van een puberale liefde, die groeide tot de sterkst mogelijke band. Het verhaal van jou en mij.
Okay, so the first thing I want to talk about in terms of what makes Maru Films so great is that they get a lot of shots. They get a lot of shots. They spend, I'm guessing, like more time filming than most wedding filmmakers. I'm just going by what I'm seeing in this film. So you can see here that we open with, this is cool. This is like some stars. I don't know if this is stock or if this is actually something they shot, but it's really cool. And then it turns into this beautiful sunrise. If you want to get a sunrise, if you want to get a shot that looks that nice, you got to get up at sunrise. So you got to get the shots. And then if we're looking at these really nice stylized shots in this beautiful town. I don't know where this is, somewhere in Europe. But yeah, if you can just kind of tell that they're getting a lot of really cool B-roll shots, and this might have been even a whole extra day of shooting. I can tell that they did grab a whole day of shooting, maybe like an engagement shoot in the same town, because you can see that they, if we find that shot right there, you can see, you know, they're wearing different clothes. So that's probably not from the wedding. I like that little upside down shot there, that's cool. So yeah, get lots and lots of shots. Shoot a lot, so you've got a lot to work with, because that's kind of the vibe of Maru Films. I would say that they're kind of like that experimental, like avant-garde, kind of like super cool edits, like the film really comes together in the edit. Yeah, so you can get a lot of shots, and a really great way to do that is, yeah, do an engagement shoot or do a pre-wedding shoot, so you have, even if they're in the same outfits, if you can get if you can get her back in the wedding dress, get him back in his suit, so you can have a whole extra day just to get cool creative shots. You know, if the couple's into it, I say go for it. So like I said, these films really come together in the edit. It's a lot of creative editing to create the emotion, to create the vibe that they're going for. And one thing that I notice a lot in these films is that they're based around not just Maru Films, but other videographers who kind of fall into this camp. They'll kind of, instead of doing something linear, what they'll do is they'll kind of base the whole film around the most emotional or the most impactful moment of the film. So if we watch how this starts, this will give you an idea. Okay, so we start out with the sunrise, which is beautiful. You got some like animals, like a dog barking. That's great. Beautiful shots. I love the exposure on this shot. It's not blown out, but he's exposing for this area. You see, he's exposing just for that hot little spot back there. Our guy here, he's in black. He is a silhouette, and it looks beautiful. You see, we've actually come in. I don't understand the language, but you can see that we've come in on this really emotional part of the vows. He's crying, you know. I mean, it's the most impactful part, the most emotional part, and it's the opening, because this is, I mean, maybe this isn't how the long cut of this video ended up. Maybe the long cut was a bit more linear, but since this is the trailer, I mean, it makes sense to just get people's attention, right? Grab them with the most emotional, most impactful moment first, and then kind of create the rest of the film around that. over the shoulders are like the way to go with this kind of thing. You know, it adds that depth. There's a reason why these are used in films so often, because they frame the face perfectly and they add depth like automatically. So definitely recommend over the shoulders. So these are the kinds of things that, you know, are going to be bringing the creative kind of vibe, the creative flair to your films when you're going to do these sorts of edits. You know, this is like a speed ramp, I guess, with a sound effect. Very cool. This is a great shot too. We're shooting into this pool of light from the darkness. That looks really good. And we're exposing for the light. We're not exposing for this darkness. We're exposing for the brightest thing in the shot. That's how these kinds of shots are achieved. So yeah, apart from just protecting the highlights, this is another really good example. You know, instead of exposing for this door, we're exposing for this sliver of light. You know, these hot spots here, 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 here. You know, we could expose for that door, but you know, if we go and do that, we're going to end up with this horrendous, you know, this horrendously blown out light, which just won't look as nice. You know, you would have to expose it like that to get some door, and I'm fine with just not seeing as much door. You know, the light is more interesting. So instead of exposing, you know, always for your subject, sometimes it's better to just expose for what you can control. And besides that, backlight everything. Look at this. This is a good example. You know, this is the silhouette. It's backlit. Looks great. This, where's the light coming from, right? It's coming from up here, right? This is a backlit shot. The more you can backlight things, the nicer they're going to look. Just as a general rule, backlit, okay? Backlighting. Again, this is from the couple shoot. One more thing I want to show about Maru Films is just this. There's just two really cool shots I want to show you. One, they're both backlit as well. Make sure you backlight stuff. But check this shot out. How cool is this? That's pretty cool. And I'm thinking maybe that's a car headlight, or maybe that's on the dance floor, but then like, I mean, obviously there's these, what do you call them? Dissolves. We're doing some dissolves, right? We're dissolving from this shot to this shot, and then we're also like dissolving back, because you can see there's a face here. So it's like two different dissolves. One, one, and then two. And with the smoke, it just looks so cool, especially like coming from this to that. That's beautiful. I love that. And then just one more thing. Yeah, just the use of dissolves can be really creative, and I feel like, yeah, I could get into doing some dissolves. So yeah, like check out these great dissolves on the dance floor. It's a lot of fun with these beams of light here. We'll see them in a minute. He's like, yeah, very cool. And then it ends with this kid with the sparkler, this backlit kid with the sparkler and the smoke. Oh man, that is a cool shot. So that was Maru Films. Let me know what you think. I really love Maru Films. I think that you know, this sort of style of Wedding Filmmaker, where everything comes together in the edit, and you do all the things you can to manipulate it, to make it different, to make it more unique, more interesting, more creative. I think it's great. Maru Films is definitely one of the best in the industry creating this sort of film. So if you're in that boat and you're trying to create these